Think about that movie again as an adult.
We talked about Paul Reiser and Shelley Long on this week's episode.
Okay, so unshaven, sad.
Can
Paul Reiser
the name of this episode be TerraReiser?
Welcome to Kayfabe Only Brother, the internet's premier wrestling audio show.
Welcome to this week's episode of Kayfabe Only Brother. We're going to start the show off with a quick recap of Raw. Adam, why don't you lead us with that this week?
Why don't we introduce ourselves?
Hi, my name is Adam.
Let's introduce ourselves.
Wait, why? No, why?
Because me and Paul agreed on it.
Nobody.
Adam, introduce or not?
Why do you bring that up once we start the show? Why did you bring that up in the fucking 20 minutes before the show started recording?
I did it on purpose because I knew you'd get angry. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, but we actually had a nice opening for once.
Did we?
It was pretty boring.
Better than.
It sounded like.
Hey, it's a show that's gonna last 3 more weeks. Here's that.
It sounds like that show Rob Reiner has on Bye Bye Love. You ever seen that movie?
Well, how do you want to start the show off?
The Paul Reiser movie?
Yeah, the Paul Reiser, Matthew Modine, whichever.
All right, wait, no. I'm not doing this. I'm not talking about Paul Reiser with you on a
I don't know what
podcast.
you're talking about. But
hey, Adam,
how do you want to start the show? You could start it any way you want, as long as it's not. Like, what else you could do than introduce the show and lead it off?
Let me tell you, we've done enough. Adam, would you like to tell us what happened on Monday Night Raw this week?
Podcast! Alright, real quick on Raw. Raw opens up with end of an era, 2 friends breaking up. KO and Jericho are no more. And, well, it seems that way. And then Roman Reigns comes out and starts talking some smack. Weasels his way into a number 1 contendership match against KO as the main event on Raw.
Can I ask you a question?
Roman Reigns came out before they broke up.
Didn't they already?
They broke up.
He's the reason they broke up.
I'm pretty sure that match was announced.
Not officially by WWE.
So the internet fooled me?
It was the Arena announced it.
They do that all the time. It's the worst.
Yeah, they messed it up. But Roman Reigns weaseled his way in, and in doing so, he got into Kevin Owens' brain, and he yelled at Chris Jericho, and I've never seen Chris Jericho look more sad in my life.
Wait, guys. Who broke up Jericho and KO?
Roman Reigns. 5 was too long of a count, man.
Yeah, way too long.
All right, and then on to the first match of the night. We have
King Kong Bundy?
Braun Strowman versus R-Truth in a very, very long 37-second match.
Amazing.
After the match, Sami Zayn comes out, and they fight each other, and he gets the shit beat out of him, and Mick Foley has to end it again. The best part about this segment is they kind of were both very heated and into the promo, and halfway through the promo, Foley's teeth fall out of his mouth, and he just throws them and gets angry.
That's pretty awesome.
So let me ask a question about this whole Zayn-Strowman thing. Are they going to let Sami beat Strowman? They have to, right?
I don't know.
I think they're going to. I don't think they should.
Wouldn't it be enough if Sami just eliminates him at the Rumble?
I think it would be good if it gets to the point where Mick keeps stopping the match and Sami quits, and that's how they write him onto SmackDown.
I like the Rocky thing. You can't win.
Maybe they're trying to push him to maybe they'll do Owens Zayn at Mania because they don't have anything else for Owens.
Oh, I just assumed that was their way of pushing him into SmackDown. Mick's gonna keep fucking with him until he's like, I don't even want to be on this show anymore.
No, I don't think they'd go for that cop out.
I don't know. He would do a lot better on SmackDown. There's more room for him to grow there.
There's actually 60 minutes less for him to grow.
Yeah, I mean, but talent-wise, he's got a better chance of moving on to the IC or the world title than he does the United States or the Universal.
Well, Reigns will drop that U.S. title.
I think he has to. I would like to see Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles, but I'd like to see AJ Styles versus anybody.
I'd like to see Sami Zayn and Miz traded for each other, and the Miz will fight Roman Reigns for the U.S. title. That'd be pretty cool.
Reigns not going to have that title much longer.
The way they booked that whole thing is Miz would be literally ripped apart within seconds.
Well, that's how
I
it
don't like
goes
that our
with Roman Reigns.
podcast has the sound of vape on it.
Yeah, are you Darth Vader? Are you Darth Vapor?
Wait, Paul, what did you say? Paul, what did you say? You don't like the podcast what?
Has the sounds of vape on it.
Oh.
But I'm Darth Vapor. I have a gimmick now. Okay, on to the next match. Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese. I don't know. There wasn't too much of this match.
Tony Nese sounds like a 90s real world person.
It was.
Like he's Tony Nese.
Eric Nese played. No, that's
Tony Nese is now the new host of The Grind on MTV.
Okay.
I don't know. The cruiserweight division just boring. Is that just
But
me?
it's not. But it's not.
It's not. But like, they're booking it wrong. Something's wrong.
Also,
before Swan made things interesting later on in the show. I'll give him that.
All right.
Now,
That's funny.
Before the Cedric Alexander thing, I just want to get to a thing. Like, I don't understand why WWE does this, and I do it later in the show with a promo you probably won't cover. But
Cover everything.
now Alicia Fox and Cedric Alexander are in a romance angle.
Yep.
That's
So,
going
like,
on.
but I don't understand why WWE, anytime there's like black people on the show, they only pair them with other black people.
Uh-huh.
Like
That's
later
not
on,
true. You're a wrong
Wait,
person.
they're in a show romance
Golden
or
truth.
an actual romance?
show.
possibly both.
A showman's.
Oh, I must have not been paying attention when that
Yeah,
happened.
she was. It was just her watching his match, I think.
And like vigorously masturbating.
I must have missed that.
PG era is over.
Actually, I thought the Enzo promo later on was the reason the PG era was over. I didn't realize Alicia Fox was masturbating on the show.
That was last week.
No, there's another one. But back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure My Sharon is the reason why the Bee Gees era is over.
They cut to the WWE shop commercial, and Enzo gives out big secrets on how to save money in the WWE shop. That was really cool by the big guy. And
Yeah,
then
and we're gonna do that today.
as Chris Jericho is leaving the arena sad, he gets ambushed by Seth Rollins and shittily pedigreed on top of a car.
Yeah, it was terrible pedigree.
We missed the fact that Chris Jericho said last week it wasn't Chris Jericho in a Sin Cara mask. It was Sin Cara in a Chris Jericho mask.
Yeah.
I knew he would tell us the truth eventually.
And I need to say, those Chinese children that make those masks, bravo!
Bang 'em
There's
What
a
a
reason-
fantastic Chris Jericho match that was.
There's a reason why we are covering the Gift of Jericho for our classic matches this week, and it's promos like this.
Grizz,
It's not
don't
just
be racist.
promos; it's his wrestling too. He's the greatest wrestler of all time.
Well,
Grizz, don't be racist. Chinese kids don't make those masks. Bangladesh kids do.
I mean,
Ah,
if you got the good
I don't know,
shots
man.
out Bangladeshi kids.
I feel like Hensho in China. I'm sorry, China.
this has gone off the rails quickly. What
We're
happened?
doing coke.
Next match is Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for the women's championship.
was the
That
next
was,
What was it? What was it?
it leads to a double
Oh, that
count
was
out.
the last. Yeah.
Count out, and then Mick Foley, being the most ridiculous GM he could possibly be, comes out and says, "That doesn't suit me. I don't like that. Do it again, but later, but better." So
He's a huge Sasha Banks fan.
yeah, that's mean that he does that.
Where's
Loves
his teeth at
her.
this point?
Where
They're
his
back.
teeth in his
They're back
mouth.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
He makes it a no disqualifications. Falls count anywhere, not Paul's count anywhere. That'd be a crazy match.
Paul count anywhere.
And when in actuality, Paul doesn't really count anywhere.
Paul's just sitting on the toilet. 1, 2, 2.
By the way, Grizz's joke was mean, and CJ's joke was stupid. So, Adam, if you have a good joke, now's
So
the
if you're
time.
looking for a joke on opposite ends of the spectrum,
Okay, on to the next match. And Enzo and Cass come out again, and bad guy Rusev is.
No, time out. Repeat. He's not bad guy Rusev. Rusev did nothing but defend his girlfriend's
know.
honor for having to stare at a man's penis.
You-
His girlfriend
Rusev,
is his family.
Rusev, in his past 9 feuds has been a good guy.
With the exception of like the fuck America things he talks about, like, but I guess it's America. He's allowed his own opinion.
To be honest,
He
there's a lot of
anything bad about America in a long time.
There's a lot of Americans saying this kind of shit right now. Rusev is what we need. Rusev is going to make America great again.
Ooh.
Okay.
Rusev will make America great again. I could back that. I will back Rusev.
Enzo comes out and he makes more penis jokes, and they go through a list of Thanksgiving foods.
Potato chips?
Yeah, Big Cass is convinced that Thanksgiving is made of nothing but turkey pies and different potatoes.
They cut a promo on Enzo's dick
Turkey pie sounds
and
gross.
Thanksgiving food.
Turkey pie sounds delicious. You shut your stupid mouth.
Turkey
You ever have a
pies are
chicken
gross.
pot pie?
Yeah,
Delicious.
it's different, though.
Turkey pot pie? Even better.
Turkey pot pie I'll sign up for. But
The other day at work
chicken.
in the cafeteria, they served
Or what about a
turkey
shepherd's pie? You ever have a shepherd's pie? What if we make a Thanksgiving-themed shepherd's pie with turkey and stuffing and cranberry sauce?
It's gross.
I bet that's pretty delish.
All right. At one point, Enzo refers to he's talking about Lana was just thinking about his certified G stuffing her turkey,
Time out. Lana. Because she's going to take over from Melania.
and Summer Rae actually tweeted out,
Oh, I was going to say
"Turkey, it's roast beef, and you can't stuff that." That's a ridiculous tweet, but
Wait,
good for her.
So do you think Summer Rae has seen Lana snatch?
Oh.
Or you think she's just assuming?
Also, you can definitely stuff roast beef in that way.
You can definitely stuff roast beef in that way.
You could stuff anything with an asshole.
I have an asshole, Greg. Can you stuff me?
Enzo Amore gets
Well, his name was Gaylord.
Jesus Christ. Then the next backstage segment is Titus O'Neil claims that Mark Henry stole his movie role.
You know why? Black guys.
Because he's black.
And then
Titus O'Neil's racist.
Wait. You
Just
know why,
because Mark
guys?
Henry's black doesn't mean they look the same.
You know why, guys?
Roman Reigns.
No!
okay. He pushes Titus O'Neil to the ground because he touched him, and he literally just yelled, "Don't touch me!"
Wait, where did he touch him? Can you show me on this
He
doll?
touched him in the arm.
I thought it was upper chest.
No, he grabbed him by the arm when he tried to walk away, and then he looked at his arm and said, "Don't touch me," and shoved him to the ground.
It doesn't matter where he touched him. It's always inappropriate, and he does not have to stand for that.
Shouldn't have invaded his personal space.
Safe space.
Next match is Rich Swann versus Noam Dar with Brian Kendrick on special guest commentary.
On the
The Brian
twos.
Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick. He was actually pretty good on commentary.
He's fantastic. Brian Kendrick's good at what he does.
Swan,
Say it every week.
after the match, Rich Swann grabbed the mic and did his funny laugh and did a bunch of dances. I really appreciated all of that.
I hate his tights.
Does Brian Kendrick's theme bother anybody? Because it bothers me. I'm a man with a plan. It bothers me. I don't like hearing it.
Yeah, but
It
he is
hurts
a
my-
man with a plan.
I don't
His
wanna hear you
plan
say
is
it
to
again.
expose the reptilians.
What would your preference be, Paul? Because my preference, Leonard Skinner's That Smell.
Yeah, it'd be great. That's perfect.
That would actually be
That's good. That's
fantastic.
good entrance music.
Yeah.
You want
That's
to,
good entrance music.
Brian Kendrick, if you're listening, maybe you should talk to WWE Creative about getting the rights to Leonard Skinner's That Smell. Or just pull WCW and completely
Also-
knock it off.
Not even because it looks like he smokes weed, but because it looks like he kind of smells.
And he kind of looks like Leonard Skinner.
The whole band.
All,
That wasn't a real
Now.
person.
all three of
He
them.
looks
He
like
looks
them
like he was in a
now.
plane crash.
Wait,
Oh, he doesn't look like the
How many
Brazil
people-
nationals.
how many people
No,
were
no,
Leonard
no,
Skinner?
no. Hold on, we're cutting that out. Too soon.
We can most certainly make fun of Brazilians who died on a plane crash.
No.
We can make fun of anybody we want. This is the free public radio internet.
Except Vince McMahon.
Because we're doing a show about his show.
Back to wrestling and not sad news.
Can't talk about Bruce Springsteen either, but that's just because I'll kill you.
I don't,
Biggest
sign,
new-
I don't sign off on Paul's joke. Moving on.
That's fine. That's fine. I apologize.
I sign off on it.
Biggest news of the night last night was Snickers will be part of WrestleMania as a promotional partner.
Thank God. I was really hoping out for
Wait,
Uggs again.
Segment.
Beer only.
I think we should encourage Paul to drink more wine. Oh, by the way, Paul, I got a glass that matched yours.
Oh,
Out of
thanks,
solidarity,
bud.
brother.
Cheers.
Okay, on to the segment of the year on Raw.
Falls hammer drunk.
Guys, cut me off if I'm going too long into this, but I did really appreciate this segment. Sheamus and Cesaro at a North Carolina bar discussing why they never worked out as a tag team, and they're drinking martinis and Guinnesses. When a couple of North Carolina natives start getting super racist and calling them foreigners and such,
They are foreigners.
then they go all APA and just beat the shit out of everybody in the bar, including the bartender.
That was pretty cool.
Sheamus then hops the bar, takes over as the bartender, announces open bar for everybody, and just starts giving Guinnesses out and playing Irish music.
Here's what
That's a
upsets me.
super Irish thing to do, because that's
Did you see
exactly how the
quickly
Irish handle all
Yeah.
their
He
problems.
poured those Guinnesses?
That was a bad pour.
Yeah,
I mean-
also,
They would have
It
come
was
back
a-
after commercial for him to finish that pour.
it takes a Guinness
Have you ever
a long
poured
time
Guinness?
to settle.
You need to let it settle halfway through so you
Listen,
can finish
He's
it.
an
I don't
electric
The whole
bartender. He
system
knows.
with the nitrous.
Guys, with all due respect, I am a bartender, but he is Irish. I'm not telling the Irish man how to pour Guinness.
You're not going to
No,
tell me
I-
a 6'4", 275-pound
I think the Brazilian Italian sitting in his basement better apologize to the Mick.
You agreed with me seconds ago.
He's Bebop or Rocksteady?
No, I was agreeing with
Where'd that come from?
he's Rocksteady.
Bebop or Rock? He's Rocksteady, right?
Yeah.
He's the warthog.
Okay. Kevin Owens, Roman
Whoa,
Reigns.
I'm not done with that thing. I like
Oh,
it.
go ahead.
I like it. I like what you said. It's very APA-esque. And I think there should be more tough guys in wrestling. And I think the whole tough guy thing in tag teams and then single, that's a great thing.
Can we?
Appreciate that they became friends after the whole thing. They were like, "Oh, I like you now."
Exactly
By
how
the
me
way,
and Paul became friends.
That's what I said weeks ago.
It is-
Sometimes you need to get in a fight.
By the way, we've had this show
Only that
for
wasn't with
6
the champion.
episodes now. That's the first time CJ's gave any sort of analysis. So, great job. Welcome to the show.
I had a bunch of analysis written for last week and completely forgot.
Another good part about that segment is when they were sitting there drinking their martinis and Guinnesses, and they both decided they'd never be a good tag team. They looked at each other and said, "We'll always have Survivor Series."
It was adorable.
I like
That
it.
was really adorable.
I wanted them to turn to somebody on the piano and say, "Play it again, Sam." I know CJ. He never said it in the movie. I know you're
You know
fucking
what song they
Castle
should
Flight
have
trivia.
played, though, instead? They should have played
Chumbawamba.
Leonard
Thump Thump.
Skinner's Ooh, That Smell.
I think it was more of a
Chumbawamba would have been an amazing song at that moment.
2 on the nose.
Did we go right to the main event after this?
No, we went to Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns for the number one
God damn it! We're all
contender.
supposed to say his name together.
Paul, you can't make it happen, baby. Just let it
Well,
go.
if we know his name
Let
is
it
coming up.
go. Let
Okay.
it go. I'm gonna have to delete that. Disney watches what happened.
At one point in this match, Kevin Owens holds a headlock on Roman Reigns longer than the Brock Lesnar Bill Goldberg match. That's an actual fact.
Like,
And
how
then,
much longer? Was it intentionally, like...
Fax
how-
machine?
how's the
It was a solid 45 seconds. I think it was 45 seconds longer.
It's a pretty long headlock.
So, surprise,
I feel like
surprise.
if that was amateur wrestling, they would have called him for stalling.
So, yo, absolutely. Surprise, surprise, Roman Reigns with the Superman punch and the spear and the win. So we get Roadblock. Roman
Well, that's
Reigns
because
versus
that
Kevin
idiot
Owens.
Kevin
Clean.
Owens didn't have his best friend Chris Jericho there. Maybe if he wasn't so mean to his best friend.
He shouldn't
His
need his
best friend would
best
have been
friend,
there to
Chris
have
Jericho.
that.
I don't like the way they book any heels on Raw.
No,
Or any champion.
no. You
Or
always
any
need Chris
champion.
Jericho. You need Chris Jericho every day when you go to work. I need Chris Jericho every day when I go to
Listen,
work.
I'm
We
not-
all need Chris Jericho.
I'm not
We
disputing...
all need Chris Jericho.
I'm not disputing how important Chris Jericho is to the lives of millions of people around the world. I'm just saying,
all I'm saying
when
is
you have
Finn
somebody who's
and-
as skilled as him on the roster and you make him the champion, have him win a fucking match clean for once.
He's the heel champion, so it's for the better that he doesn't.
I mean, like,
Not every heel could win clean matches all the time.
but he hasn't won on any of the times.
He will. He will. I'm sure he has. I feel like you're over exaggerating.
Seth
But he
Rollins
will,
couldn't win a
yeah.
match. Seth Rollins very rarely won a match clean when he was a heel.
But
And now
when he
he's
did, it made it that
unstoppable.
much more special. When
Now
he
he's
did it, that much
unstoppable.
more special. When he beat Sting, it was clean and it was special.
Come on, man. I could beat Sting at this point in Sting's life.
He didn't hurt his neck
I don't
clean.
think you can. I don't think you can. I think you're overestimating your athletic abilities.
No,
Are you
I think
talking-
you're overestimating
Athletical.
Sting's inability to not die.
Sting's alive. He's pretty good at not
Yeah.
dying, man.
Sting
Sting's
has
Fine. And he
I
wants
hate
to wrestle.
listen,
separate times.
time out. Guys, I understand that it's like 6 weeks in a row it's brought up, but you kind of gave it to me. There were 2 wrestlers that repelled from the roof, and one of them's alive. I'm pretty sure he's good at being alive.
3.
Man.
HBK.
Oh, and everybody who's listening, who's too young to remember, Owen Hart's the other one, and he died. He jumped to get away from Jeff Jarrett.
I have to keep changing the subject on the uncomfortable talk and go to the backstage segment. And KO's crying. He can't breathe. He's mad he's getting interviewed. And he makes a statement that's 100% true. Foley should have canceled the match because Chris Jericho was brutally beat up outside and the champion couldn't focus on the match. I believe that wholeheartedly.
They're getting back together.
Oh, of course they are. They're best friends.
They're the
but they're gonna split up again, and it's gonna be the greatest feud in the world.
This is Sam and Diane kind of stuff.
Oh no! Oh, I hated Diane. What a fucking cunt.
I like that.
Strong Shelley Long takes on Kayfabe only, bro.
No, I like actual Shelley Long, but the character Diane, what a fucking cunt.
Shelley Long was such a good troop leader.
Was she? Think about that movie again as an adult.
I apologize. Adam, tell us about Paul Heyman.
Oh, yeah. Crying, unshaven, shocked. The whole point of the interview was that there's no way that Goldberg should beat him, and they're both upset about it. And Brock Lesnar is the second announced Royal Rumble participant.
Did you guys like the Paul Heyman promo? Did you think it was a little bit much?
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I like Paul Heyman crying.
It was very believable.
Yeah, Paul Heyman is very, very, very good at what he does.
Paul Heyman is the best non-ring talent in the business.
Ever?
Ooh, I meant currently.
Yeah.
Because I'll give him number 2 all time.
Bobby the Brain?
Yeah.
Bobby the Brain was pretty damn good. I think I could agree with that.
Not only was Bobby the Brain one of the greatest, he was then proven correct. This is the second we bring this up. That Hulk Hogan was an absolute shithead.
Maybe we should not point out every time we're saying the same stuff, because then our listeners might think that we're gonna.
What about?
You hear that, Gabe and Ed? You're gonna remember the things we say.
Oh, wait, we have a new listener, Mike.
Mike who?
I like how most people shout out social media followers.
Is it Hunt?
All right. Emelina's coming soon for 3 months now, and New Day comes out. They're gonna fight Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
I'm out. Emelina. Whoa, what a babe. Swing.
So New Day's gonna fight Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Kofi references that they're 17 days away from the record, which means
they're gonna
New Day wins by cheating.
Yep. Classic New Day.
Use the trunks for the pin, and that's it. And that brings us to our main event of the night, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks, round 2, falls count anywhere, no count out, no DQ.
Round 2 of the night.
Round 2 of the night, round 37 of your career.
Including dark matches and NXT, they've wrestled over 160 times.
I realize that she has a different skin complexion, but there's no reason to call Sasha Banks matches dark matches.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
That's racist.
Is there any reason that a Falls Count Anywhere no DQ match also has to be a no count out match?
It's all of them.
Yeah, exactly. But that's already covered in the Falls
stack though. It should be this is no count out. It's also Falls Count Anywhere. And no DQ. You should.
Oh my god, a Falls Count Anywhere no DQ match where count-outs count, where you have to put the person outside the ring, but you have 10 seconds to get 3 counts.
Haven't they done that?
No, they
no.
Macho Man. You have a Falls Count Anywhere match, but you got to stay in the ring.
Macho Man.
I've seen somebody like foreign objects and then throw somebody back in the ring and then pull them back out.
I feel like your mother dropped you on the head as a child.
You're talking about that.
You're talking about that
Crush Macho Man. You're talking about that Crush Macho Man match.
Yeah, that was a good match. He hung
him upside down. That was just like you have to keep your opponent outside the ring for 10 seconds.
He brought him all the way deep into the arena, hung him upside down, and then bolted back to the ring.
I remember.
But this main event women's match was pretty shitty. No, I'm just kidding. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty cool.
In a row, Raw's main event was a million times better than everything else that was on the show.
I mean,
yeah.
bar brawl was pretty cool, but I agree.
No. There was cool parts of the show. The main event this week was just that fucking good.
The Sammy Foley bit was good, and Heyman was good.
The Owen Reigns match was fine.
Owen's Reigns match was good.
So
Reigns always good.
The girls beat the shit out of each other with kendo sticks and
Oh.
all over the arena.
There
Well,
was a point
inside the.
where I think Charlotte had the figure 8 locked in, and Sasha reached back and grabbed the kendo stick and smacked Charlotte to get out of it. She hit her hard. For a second there, I thought maybe she broke Charlotte's thumb or something.
Oh, she was ripping into her.
Yeah, it was good. And then how about when they got up on the stage? Adam, you texted us about that yesterday after it happened.
She got Charlotte did a back moonsault off the announce table onto the lower area onto Sasha. She got so much of it, she almost landed on her feet. It was spectacular. I like how they put their bodies on the line.
It's great. And then I very much liked the way it ended when she
that
had
submission's pretty cool.
She had her inside of the handrail in the stands, and then she locked in the bank statement.
Where was Raw last night again, guys?
It was in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah. And that means Sasha wins with the submission.
Oh wait, we forgot one other thing. Before the match started, Sasha dedicated the match to Ric Flair.
The weirdest part about that, Bayley was trying to soup her up, and she's like, "This isn't about you, Bayley. It's about me." And Ric Flair out of nowhere. And then after the match, Ric Flair adopted Sasha, and now that's her daughter, and she's champion 3 times.
Just like I adopted my daughter Alexa. Hi Alexa, Daddy loves you.
She's 3-time champion, even though Charlotte does have one more championship reign over her. She has the Divas title reign.
Coincidentally, Alberto Del Rio, who is no longer
Albert Del Rio.
That's what he has to say now that Trump is president. He's Albert Del Rio.
Albert of the River.
Alberto Del Rio, who was not in Charlotte last night, also not in Charlotte last night.
Huh.
No, CJ's referencing because they used to bang, but then he cheated on Charlotte with Paige, and now him and Paige are kind of engaged, but Del Rio's still technically married to his ex-wife.
You can be engaged and married.
Of course.
Turn the page.
But
you can't be double
married.
married.
If you're still married, I'm not counting your engagement as real, especially when the crazy woman is the one who proposed.
In the ring, in front of 7 people in a gymnasium.
Hey, there was 8 people there.
After you fought Carlito.
Hey, he spit in
Did he spit in his face?
Cool. He would have.
So, the women's match, I take it we all enjoyed it, correct? I think the bank statement on the rail was really fucking gruesome looking and awesome.
It was so cool.
The Ric Flair coming out after was super weird.
They just wanted to pander to the people of Charlotte, North Carolina. Also, I think they were afraid that the crowd was going to be upset that their hometown girl just lost the title.
And their hometown boy earlier in the night.
So they had they had Ric Flair come out and make the crowd happy again, and let the people go home with a smile.
Did we skip a segment from Raw?
Yeah,
we skipped a segment from Raw. Much like WWE Creative, we completely forgot New Day fought the Club.
No, we talked about that.
No, we totally talked about that.
Oh, you know what? I must have zoned out. Much like
it does. He had a glass of wine and he forgot what we were talking about.
Adam missed the part where Rusev and Enzo had a match and Rusev kicked Enzo in the dick.
I absolutely said he kicked him in the dick.
Oh,
I must have zoned out, much like I did during Raw. So sorry.
Said it.
All right. We made it in under a half hour this week.
No, that was just Raw.
Yeah.
Now
I know. Now we made Raw in 29 minutes.
Yeah, that's what. You realize we did Takeover before Raw last week.
Moving on to
we move on
the Rock
to
Show, SmackDown.
Okay,
Chris,
moving on to the People Show.
You're the one that watched that tonight.
All right. Well, I got a list of what happened here on SmackDown, and we're gonna run into it. So the show starts off with Renee Young. She's in the ring. Baby doll, Alexa Bliss comes out. Ooh, I love her. And then Adam's girl, Becky Lynch, comes out. And they're going to do
who doesn't come out? That shit metal table.
Yeah, I figured Adam would be happy about that. The metal table was not there. It was a wood table this week. But you know why that was? Spoiler alert. Someone gets thrown through that table. That's why the metal table wasn't there. Anywho, so they're setting up the contract signing. Alexa Bliss immediately tells Renee Young she could leave. Before we move further with that, I just want to point out, to me, personally, Renee Young's face looked a little plasticky tonight. I don't know if she had some glossy makeup on or something.
I don't feel like that's the purpose of this podcast.
Oh, all right. So anyway, so they set up they have some words and do a little promo promoting the match this Sunday with Becky and Alexa. I don't know what you guys thought about it. Anybody have any thoughts on it?
I think leading up to this, it's always been Becky's champ. Alexa wants the belts. She doesn't think Becky's a worthy champ. Becky does, and she says, nobody can beat me. But she got called Lexi tonight, and Alexa got very angry at that.
Don't call Alexa Lexi.
I think we all know an Alexa that doesn't want to be called Lexi.
Verbally speaking.
But I like how that was. To me, that's now what this match is about. Is this a special stipulation in this match, or it's just them two going at it?
Tables.
It is a tables match.
We find out later on in the episode. Yes.
Okay. Probably should have said that while she was getting thrown through a table.
I don't remember exactly what the joke was, but Alexa said a nice joke about Becky Lynch and potatoes.
She told her that she didn't know how to. She doesn't know how. She doesn't know if she got taught how to speak correctly on her potato farm.
Yeah, it's funny because Irish people love potatoes, and Becky
it's not that we love them. Our soil doesn't grow much else very well, so we have to learn.
Except for that one time where the soil didn't even grow potatoes.
So TerraReiser, potato famine jokes. We're all over the spectrum here.
Which spectrum?
The Philadelphia spectrum.
Okay, good save. Let's continue.
Isn't that where Rocky and Apollo fought?
They wound up with Alexa throwing Becky through the table. So we move on to the next part of the night. The next match, first match of the night, technically. Dolph Ziggler and Kalisto versus Baron Corbin and The Miz. Obviously, we know why that's happening because of everything that's been going on with both of those guys have been, all four of those guys, two separate feuds have been going on forever with them.
I thought that was weird because a couple weeks ago when AJ Styles was looking for a tag team partner, Corbin said, no, I don't do tag teams, I'm a lone wolf. And then there he was, tag teaming.
Because now he's
being ugly.
Now it suits him. Now it's a reason to go after.
You guys know who his hero was?
Corbin hates Ziggler. Corbin hates Kalisto. What'd you say?
You know who he was? His hero and his mentor? Ryan Dunn.
Wait. I wasn't paying attention.
Baron Corbin's mentor was Ryan Dunn?
Well, yes, they were boys.
He follows in his footsteps.
Yes! CJ! Yes!
That can't be true.
Including the potato famine, we've now made fun of how many thousands of people that are dead?
Dead people?
Well, Baron Corbin shouldn't count because he's not really a human being.
Oh shit, there's pictures of him online, and Baron Corbin was a fat little shit.
Yeah, you can't tell by looking at him?
Wait a second. I don't know if Paul's allowed to call people fat.
As a fat person, I can call anyone fat. It's like being black and being able to make black jokes.
No, not the same. You chose to be fat.
No.
Good point.
Also, what's the look Baron Corbin's going for? He looks like a homeless seamstress mixed with squeaks.
What does a regular seamstress look? And squeaks? Is that what you're going for the audience here?
Squeaks, if you're listening, we'd love to have you not on the show ever. You suck.
You little bitch.
Are you talking about Squeaks or your college roommate Squeaks?
College roommate.
College roommate.
Squeaks should come on the show anytime he wants. He's also a little bitch, but you are welcome to come on this show.
You're talking about Squeaks. Awful chin strap.
You're talking about Squeaks from basketball. He's allowed.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Orgasmo. It's the same guy, but different character.
Okay. He has that terrible chin strap that looks like he's like a 14-year-old who just was able to grow facial hair barely. He's balding on the top, and he's got the Hogan hair going. We covered this already, but I hate Baron Corbin. Man.
Oh, I was just gonna say I have a note written down about this match. Baron Corbin is the worst.
He's the worst.
He's the worst human in the world. I like.
Guys, can we fantasy book for Baron Corbin later in the night? Like what he deserves.
Sure, keep it in the back burner.
He's actually a pretty talented dude
He's
whose
terrible.
friend died in a terrible car accident.
And hopefully he's next.
No, Ryan Dunn was a pretty talented.
You want him to fight Goldberg?
Whose friend should have died in a car accident.
No, I want him to die in a terrible car accident.
Okay, so what's going on SmackDown?
All right. So anyway, that match ended with a disqualification with Corbin and The Miz hitting Ziggler and Kalisto with a chair. All right. Next up, we had American Alpha was getting interviewed by the woman who is not Renee Young. After their interview, the Wyatts cut a promo where
Wait.
Randy, what?
Chad Gable during this interview was convinced that if he suplexes the Wyatts, they will levitate and never come down.
Ah, man, I wish I paid more attention to that promo.
That was good stuff.
So then, when we get to the Wyatt promo, Randy Orton did a lot of the talking, which is new. I guess this is his first promo as a Wyatt family member.
No, it's not.
Where he's doing the majority of the talking?
He talked about being a snake
Oh, you're right.
previously.
All right, this is his second promo.
He's got voices in his head.
He does. And at the end of the promo, he
Has Bray Wyatt
kind of gets a little bit in Luke Harper's face there.
Hold on. Adam, what?
Has Bray Wyatt and or Sister Abigail been the voices in his head this entire time?
Whoa.
Oh, that's a good...
Whoa.
He's been telling to kick dudes in the faces if they're legends.
WWE Creative, if you're listening to this right now.
Yeah, answer that question, idiots.
All right. Yeah, so he says to
Rest
Luke
in peace,
Harper...
Patrice O'Neal.
He says to Luke Harper derogatively. I hope something along the... I don't know the word. He said something along the lines of, you better be able to handle Kane tonight.
Where's Kane?
Was he starting tension with Luke Harper?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me.
Well, he keeps losing to Kane. Where's Kane billed from?
Unknown?
I would assume he's from Death Valley.
No, The Undertaker.
No, he's his younger
they're
brother, and they have
brothers.
different fathers.
They're
Different
half
guys.
brothers.
They were raised.
They're
separately?
half brothers.
I always
Yeah.
assumed he was from Hell. Because he's a demon?
He's the devil's favorite demon.
I think he used to be billed from Parts Unknown. I don't know where he's billed anymore.
Hey
Alright,
Siri,
well-
where is Kane from?
Bray Wyatt tells Luke Harper to take Kane to Hell, which I thought was weird because that might be his home.
Yeah, it's a good call. All right, so then after that promo, we moved into Carmella in the ring cutting her own promo.
She hates Nikki Bella.
Before we get into what she said, the crowd was all chanting, "How you doing?" And a very experienced move that she pulled there. She told them all she'd be doing a lot better if they'd shut up and she can get out of that town or something like that.
I
like
looked this
that.
up. Kane was billed from Parts Unknown. Also, sometimes he's billed literally from Hell.
Oh, so he told him to take him home.
So everybody's right.
Kane had too much to drink, Luke. Get him home.
Do you know who trained Kane?
The devil?
One of the
Bear.
one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, Dean
Brooklyn
Malenko.
Brawler.
Dean Malenko. I love him.
Really?
I love Dean Malenko.
Dean
Dinko
Malenko's
Malenko?
old enough to have trained Kane?
Yes.
Did you know that Jim Cornette taught Kane everything about Diesel in 5 minutes?
Yes, I did know that. Do you know why? Because Diesel only had 4 moves.
Oh, he claims 5.
Who taught Kane dentistry?
Jim
Cornette.
Jerry the King Lawler.
Are you sure it wasn't the UMDMJ, which is now Rutgers Med School?
Yeah, pretty sure. Not that. I don't think he has a degree.
All right.
Jesus.
Carmella told John Cena that she was going to knock Nikki Bella's boobies backwards. That was funny.
She's gonna have back boobs.
She said they were going to be coming out of her back. Yeah, she called them the Bella Twins too.
That
was
would
cool.
be perfect for doggy style.
She also went
wrong.
She also went taunting John Cena, did the "you can't see me" thing, and said, "Wait, hold on, I actually want you to see me," and she stopped doing it because those powers work.
Adam's not wrong.
Those are real powers.
So then Nikki came out, and they had a little scuffle.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't care.
I was just gonna. Is anybody else kind of sick of Nikki Bella, or is that just me?
No, I actually kind of like her more than usual.
No, that's just you. I enjoy it.
All right.
Apparently, it's not. It's also me because I don't care.
All right, yeah, I'm totally sick of Nikki Bella.
Paul, do you care?
No, don't care.
All right.
No.
Moving on, we have the Ambrose Asylum, and James Ellsworth is the special guest this week. James Ellsworth, newly contracted SmackDown employee. James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth, for the first time, didn't sound lost on the mic.
No, I have a
His hand
note
movements
here.
were gigantic, though.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wrote
they
down-
were.
James Ellsworth was so good on the mic this week. I wrote down that he is a lot better than many superstars.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to yell, "How good was he?"
Oh. Want me to do it again?
No.
Yeah.
James Ellsworth was so good on the mic this week.
I wish I could meet
How good was
I
he?
wish I could meet you
He's
all.
so good on the mic this
How
week
could Paul
that
say that
every
like he-
time he says something, all the other wrestlers draw a blank.
Okay.
How come Paul said how good was he like he was falling down an endless pit? How good was he?
Now you know how I feel about my life.
Anyway, Ellsworth was good on the mic this week. A lot better than Natalia and Daniel Bryan have been ever since the brand split, and a lot better than Nikki Bella was last week.
Was
We're not
Brian
allowed
on
to
the
bring
show?
up things. We've
This
said
week?
before, but
I don't
Chris
think
brings
I
up
saw
things he
Daniel
said.
Bryan at all this
On the
week.
show. Shane was
Oh,
on
they
the
had
show.
their baby.
Shane had been
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Oh, no. She's super pregnant.
Shane McMahon is on leave according to Target.
Wasn't he on last week?
What? To Target?
A Target employee that I have an in with told me that he's taking a break for the holidays.
Can you have a Target employee on the show?
Was Shane
I
shops
would
at
love to
Target.
get him on as a guest.
I can make that happen.
What's his Target employee's name, and why does he know these things?
No,
That's
whoa,
not
whoa,
the source I'm reeling.
do not give his name.
Come on, man.
You'd put a target on his back.
Whoa, you're right.
All right, guys.
And Chris is also falling down an endless pit.
Out your headphones?
I don't think so.
Anywho,
I think you were leaning away from the mic as you said it. You
it
were,
might have been. I do that sometimes.
That's what happens when you fall down an endless pit. You're going away from everything.
unless there's a
You're
mic
not
at the
wrong.
bottom of the pit.
Except
Adam's
the endless
not
pit. There's no
wrong.
bottom.
has
Anywho,
to
yeah,
be.
there's no bottom. No, if it's an endless pit, there's no bottom,
Unless it's a
CJ.
black hole.
Now listen, you fall all the way through to the other side of the earth, and once you get there, the gravity takes
going
you back. Just keep going back and forth.
No, you wind up
That's
going
not
to
how gravity
China.
works, man.
If you go through a hole to the
Why
other
wouldn't
side
you
of the
just
earth,
be
you wind
stuck
up
in the
in
middle at
China.
that point?
Because that's where Kane lives, and he kicks you out.
Hell's not in the middle of the earth.
Then where is it?
Sure is. Hell is most certainly in the middle of the earth. That's why the core of the earth is so hot and molten magma.
Paul, heaven is
Mag-
below us, hell is
Mag-
below.
What?
Curtis Mayfield taught me that.
Okay, let's move back on track here.
Speaking of
So
this,
during the Ambrose Asylum, AJ Styles comes out. Oh, I thought somebody was going to say something. During the Ambrose Asylum, AJ Styles comes out and he starts, I guess, promoting their match.
Did
At
he say that
TLC?
he's phenomenal?
He is phenomenal. So
Him
He
and
winds
Eminem
up-
both.
winds up beating the crap out of both of them, and he really does a beautiful style splash on James Ellsworth.
Oh,
off
I was
the
convinced he killed him.
stairs. Oh yeah, it was good.
Wait, a Styles Clash?
yeah, he overcompensated and like landed like completely like too
Because-
much because he didn't want to break that man's non-existent face again.
I
Before
thought
we-
he almost cracked his skull on the stairs.
Before
Yeah,
we
I
did
think-
before we did this podcast, James Ellsworth took a Styles Clash in the worst way possible. Normally, as a wrestler, you're supposed to tuck your chin, but in the Styles Clash, you're supposed to do the opposite. You're
Time
supposed
out.
to put your head back. But
Time out.
James
Yeah,
Ellsworth,
Paul,
Time
I know
out,
this.
time out,
And do you
time
know how
out.
I know
You
this?
definitely said this exact same explanation on an earlier episode.
Okay, so if I'm taking the Russian leg sweep, what do I do?
Yeah, do you listen to our show?
No.
You can find it on iTunes. We're in
If
iTunes store.
If somebody's giving me an enziguri, what do I do?
Tuck your
Tuck
chin.
my chin? Okay, what about a tombstone pile driver?
Tuck your chin.
What about a sit-down pile driver?
Tuck your chin.
What about a power bomb?
Tuck your chin.
Pedigree.
Oh, no.
A pedigree, you
Tuck
shouldn't
your
tuck your
chin.
chin.
No.
Yeah.
No, because then you're leading with your forehead.
No,
Dude,
it's
break your neck.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Listen.
just like Buster Rhymes did.
The whole reason Owen Hart broke Stone Cold's neck is because Stone Cold didn't tug his chin.
Listen,
That wasn't
stupid.
a
I'm talking about the pedigree.
Draws, on the other hand,
Okay,
No.
so...
Paul's had a little bit too much wine, so we're going to skip this question.
I don't understand why you guys are saying I had too much wine. I'm perfectly fine. I would make Draws jokes.
They've
whether I'm
asked
drinking
you
wine
like
or
3
not.
or 4 times about the pedigree, and you keep talking about draws
I
and Stone
have
Cold.
time out. I have something to
They
tell
asked
the
you
audience.
literally once.
I have something to tell our audience. This is just a PSA. When somebody's too drunk, they generally say, "I'm not too drunk." So,
Defense of everyone who's ever said that. When you're not too drunk, you also say that.
no, you don't have to say it.
No,
because
you don't have to
nobody
say
too
it. It's
drunk.
understood.
Am I too drunk?
Adam's right. Also, and when people say they don't have a drug addiction, normally means they have a drug addiction.
You've told me you
First
didn't have a
step
drug
of
addiction.
quitting is admitting.
I don't have a drug addiction though.
No, I was talking about the Grizz.
I never said that.
Your liver did.
Jesus Christ.
That alcohol's not a drug. I had an alcohol problem that destroyed my liver.
Liver alone, man. Liver alone.
Why it's called alcoholic's liver disease.
Continue with SmackDown.
That's a good name for that. That's a good name for that disease. They really spell it out for you.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory. Where'd we leave off?
E-R. Liver.
Oh, so
alcoholic disease.
We're rolling into the main event here.
Just like
American Alpha
Undertaker?
versus Wyatt and Randy Orton for the number 1 contendership of the SmackDown tag team titles.
What a bizarre main event.
It kind of is the perfect SmackDown main event.
Yeah, but you know what bothers me about this? It's a step in the wrong direction for Bray Wyatt. I don't want him to be a tag team champion. I want him to be a world champion.
Winning
Where
matches
every
is a
week
step in the right
an
direction for him, though.
I agree with CJ. I also don't think he's going to win the title.
I don't know.
No, 'cause
I don't know
what
what to
the fuck
think
are you
anymore.
gonna do with?
Stop going into the future. Let's talk about the tag team championships. The worst part about this Sunday is they're going to win the tag team championships.
That is
And
the
we're
future.
And we're no longer going to be able to see Rhino watching tag team matches, eating chips and crackers and stuff.
Wait, stop talking about the future. Let me talk about the future.
The future is now, guys. The future is now.
Anyway, I didn't
Let's
I
get
didn't really
back to
want
the
to
future.
interrupt you. I was just mocking you.
Thanks. Where was SmackDown this week?
Get into the match. What do you guys
Who's
think about
typing?
this match? Who watched this match? CJ, you?
I was
Stop that.
trying to communicate with you guys.
CJ, you
I
spent
watched
the
it.
most time.
Yeah, it was a wrestling match. Gable did something really cool. Orton had a pretty cool superplex.
Superplex.
Oh my
Off the
god.
top rope.
And then
Luke Harper won the match for them.
Luke Harper won the match for them, apparently.
He popped up
Adam,
nowhere.
CJ's terrible at this. Adam, can you explain some stuff about this match?
You were yelling at me the entire match.
CJ's just here for the 70s and 80s references.
Bray Wyatt got
Just
beat
here
up
for
by
the terrible jokes and the free pie.
Where's the beef?
Bray Wyatt got beat up by Jason Jordan the Punch, and then Luke Harper appeared out of nowhere, and then Bray Wyatt did his sister Abigail and won the match.
So American Alpha buried.
screwed
or
again.
You think they're gonna have their time?
They'll have their
No,
time.
they have their time. Yeah, no, they're not buried.
They
They're not.
They put on a
They're-
good. They put on a good match.
They're good at what they do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
They might
match
be the
was
best
entertaining.
tag team that the WWE
They
has
will never
come back
bury
from.
somebody who's that talented in ring, unless their name is Dolph Ziggler or Luke Harper.
or Bray Wyatt.
They've never really buried Bray Wyatt. He's always been towards the top of the card.
I think the worst thing that happened to Bray Wyatt was when he was starting his face turn, he got hurt, and that just killed everything.
I really like Luke Harper, guys, and I don't think they do enough with him.
No, they will. They're leading towards something.
I think once Bray moves to the top, that opens up Harper's position to move.
I've been waiting for this for
Bray
about
gets
3
the title,
years.
you eventually lead into Harper feuding with him for the title.
I don't know
Okay,
what's going to happen.
I have two questions, guys.
Have any of them held the belt?
Luke Harper was an Intercontinental Champion.
All right, that's what I thought. And,
I have two-
and him alone.
I think he was.
He didn't share it with anybody.
Unless it was just that point in time where he
No,
was.
I'm saying he's the only member of the family that's won the belt.
I know everybody was stealing titles at one point.
Harper and Rowan won tag team titles in house shows, and then lost them the same night.
I like when that happens. Like that time Edge won the Intercontinental.
Oh, actually, Fit Finlay came out and reversed the decision or some nonsense.
Oh, but the time I'm talking about, Edge won the Intercontinental title at a house show, and then came to Raw, and they were like, "So at a show this week, Edge won the Intercontinental title." You're like, "Wow, what the fuck?"
Can I talk about something that annoyed me deeply during the show?
Yeah, well, go ahead.
So leading up to TLC, we're getting another Miz Ziggler match, and we're being told that it's the last time they will wrestle per Commissioner Bryan. And then moments later, there's a commercial for a house show saying, "Catch Ziggler and Miz for the Intercontinental Championship in late December."
Oh, CJ, I'm glad you brought this up. I have a note written down here after I watched SmackDown today. People have been criticizing Raw for putting the same old story over and over again. SmackDown's doing the same thing. Ziggler and Miz have constantly been feuding since the brand split. Styles and Ambrose have constantly been feuding since the brand split. I mean,
I don't mind long feuds, though. And we'll get to that when we talk our classic match.
I feel like Ziggler...
Were you not one of the people that were just criticizing Sasha and Charlotte?
I was not.
Oh, all right,
I feel like
sorry.
Ziggler and Miz... I feel like
I have no problem with that either, because the Sasha Charlotte feud is great. I'm just saying people criticize it.
I'll take a hot potato title as long as it's getting one back and forth between the same two people. It shows.
I'm pretty sure they've hot potatoed the title more than Mankind and The Rock.
But see, that's okay though. If you're winning, if you're dropping it back and forth, it works because it's you're equals.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, do you think next week we can watch Halftime Heat?
They put on better matches every time. What'd you say?
Maybe we'll discuss it.
I would like to watch Halftime Heat for our classic match next week.
Okay, yeah, I have no problem with that.
All right.
My two questions are:
I can't believe that went over so well.
Are Ellsworth and Chris Jericho in the same hospital?
No.
How do you know that?
They're in two different cities.
Released.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, they're definitely in two different
What city were they in tonight?
A tale of two cities.
Asheville.
Asheville. I was gonna go there once. Good.
I made that
story,
up.
Right?
Oh. I think it was Nashville.
Nashville. I was also gonna go there once.
I go to Nashville.
Oh,
But,
I made that up also.
No, he was gonna go to Asheville and date a girl named Nashville.
I don't know where they were tonight, and I don't care. It wasn't here.
Number 2 question. This is going to kind of change the subject a little bit, but
Go ahead, baby.
Who's going to win the Royal Rumble and why?
Finn Balor.
Ooh.
Rollins.
Self-explanatory.
Ooh. Paul?
You can get my why.
We don't care.
Sami Zayn.
Ooh.
No.
Bill Goldberg.
No.
No.
Here's
why.
the deal. Here's the
Sami
deal. They're
Zayn
gonna
hasn't
push.
been a
They're gonna
goddamn-
push this Sami Zayn loser thing, but then he's gonna win the Royal Rumble and then challenge Kevin Owens for the title because you don't need to have a title match as the main event because Goldberg Lesnar is your main event.
And
Then you have
he's
Triple
gonna feud
H.
with his best friend at
You have
WrestleMania.
Triple
that makes
H.
sense.
You have Triple
but
H Rollins.
I think
You have-
you're wrong.
Listen to my
Triple H Rollins is going to happen.
Triple
Well,
H
that's not gonna
Rollins.
happen.
Then you have Cena Undertaker.
Or AJ Undertaker.
The only other person that's missing, I think maybe you get like AJ Reigns as like an interpromotional thing, and then you get
Wait, who's he fighting?
Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Guys,
Um,
how's the weather in Italy today? In Roman Reigns.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
Okay, on to the next one.
Guys, I
On to the next one.
have something very important to bring up.
Normally when I'm and the next one.
Wait,
move on.
we were still covering our Royal Rumble predictions 3 months in advance.
No, I wanted to. I was gonna do.
Oh yeah, you want to do your new segment, Paul?
I was gonna do This Week in Kayfabe Classics history.
Oh,
However, I would like to wish a happy anniversary to the greatest couple in wrestling history. On this date, the 29th of November, Triple H married Stephanie McMahon.
Happy anniversary to my favorite
Let's hear it for the
wrestler of all
happy
time
couple.
and his wife.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. So wait, it would have been Test and Stephanie's. Speaking of dead people, it would have been Test and Stephanie's anniversary.
Yeah, and actually, we're gonna cover our classic match this week, a Jericho match. But right before that, there was a promo. Did you guys watch the pay-per-view?
I did.
Did you watch the promo right before the main events both started?
Triple H turned Test into a rapey guy.
No, remind me.
Triple H apparently broke Test so badly that Test just became a sexual he's a sexual predator.
deviant.
He tried to sexually assault Trish, yeah.
And there was no point to the entire thing.
No, the
He just
point
goes
was
in.
because earlier in the night, Trish Stratus gave the Rock a kiss.
And he
So
was
then
like,
Test
if you want
was
to
like,
fuck the
I
Rock,
Tess saw that, and now the
definitely
sexual
won't fuck me.
deviant that Triple H made him, he said, "Hey, if she's giving out kisses, maybe I'll go get a kiss."
You know,
It doesn't work that way, buddy.
Test learned the lesson the wrong way. What you
consent.
need to do is clearly drug her, put her in a limousine, and then make
Need
your
consent, or you need to drug her into marrying you, and then once she's your wife, you have her consent.
That was,
So, yeah.
how many years ago was that, Paul?
move. I have the exact date right here in front of me. It happened 17 years ago.
So that was
This is
JBL's 33rd birthday. JBL turns 50 today, guys.
Yeah, today was
Really?
JBL's birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, JBL. Can we all sing the Stevie
Also,
Wonder Happy Birthday song to
The
JBL?
reason
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday, JBL.
that was weird. The reason why we actually started this podcast, Haystacks Calhoun, he died today.
Today?
Not very today, but years ago on this date. Haystacks Calhoun did
Wait,
die.
On
Haystacks
this day.
Calhoun is why we started this podcast?
No, his segment is on this week in wrestling history.
And it wasn't Haystacks Calhoun. It was Giant Haystacks. I apologize. But we did speak about Giant Haystacks. It's part of the reason why we decided we needed a podcast.
Was it?
Yeah, we were talking about fat wrestlers, and we started getting into fat
yeah.
wrestler
Oh,
history.
wow.
Why are we talking
Wild,
about
that-
fat wrestlers more then?
It hurts me.
Not
Roman Reigns. Oh,
Roman.
I'd like to. Superstars is dead.
Rest in peace.
It's no longer a show on the WWE Family Network of shows.
oh, really?
Yeah, 305 Live is replacing it, and main
305
event.
Live,
getting
that's
moved
one
to-
hell of a fucking...
Oh, 205 Live.
305 Live, starring
And-
Giant Haystacks.
Even Paul can wrestle on 305 Live.
Main
I
event
guess
is getting
I can make that.
main event's getting moved to Mondays.
Also, guys,
Mondays?
17 years
Yeah,
on
it
the
makes a lot of
very
sense.
Do they
same.
have a show on Monday?
Raw
They're doing it before Raw, then Raw, and then somehow the cruiserweights are on Raw, but they're going to be filming it on SmackDown after
Yeah,
SmackDown.
they're going to be on both shows because they're going to be doing the after SmackDown.
Jack Gallagher is going to be the man. Also,
Who?
Jack Gallagher, he's a cruiserweight. Watch out for him. He's going to be great.
And with a unique name like Jack Gallagher, how could you not root for him?
Is he from Chicago?
Oh, is that the guy that smashes watermelons?
Nope, that's just Gallagher.
I
Unless
like
you're
it.
getting confused with Black Gallagher, who shoots
I was just going to
watermelons.
say, remember when Dave Chappelle was Black Gallagher?
That's not a racist joke. That's a callback to a Dave Chappelle bit. That happened to be racist.
One more.
Also, 17 years ago today, on the same day that Triple H got married to Stephanie McMahon in a giant angle, WCW decided that Scott Hall was going to throw the television championship in a trash can. And it was not brought back until Hacksaw Jim Duggan found it in the same trash can years later.
Well, that's terrible
I
janitors.
like that.
What? Fire those people.
That's,
Nice. I like that a lot.
That's lazy custodial work.
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry. If I janitors.
Or maybe it's really good custodial work. Maybe the custodian was like, oh shit, there's a title in there. Maybe they're using this for something.
So
I
Put it in a
Right.
lost and found, janitor.
Well, you don't
That's
touch
a
things
gimmick
no-
that I will watch. Just old, like, wrestlers wrestling for old discarded titles in the Lost and Found.
I would watch that too.
They just
Lost
show
and
up in
Found
the
Championship Wrestling?
Yeah, they just show up in the arena and whatever's in the Lost and Found they fight for. It's like,
Hey guys, look! I found this old rock title
brilliant.
that they never used.
That's
That they planned on
brilliant.
using.
What's a discarded title that no longer exists?
Brahma Bull title that never existed.
The Brahma Bull title, I can see that. Never existed.
apparently
They made it,
it didn't come in time and they just scrapped it.
Yeah, they made it. The one they made isn't existent at the WWE warehouse.
It got lost. It got lost in the mail, and then they needed it, and they just said screw it, and they never used it.
So they
Yeah,
just like,
something
show
happened.
up to wherever the $1 million title last existed. And,
Since we're
like,
talking about titles
two
that,
jobbers
like,
wrestle for it. That'd be
Stop
brilliant.
mattering. You remember when Stone Cold Steve Austin was the Intercontinental Champion and was like, you know what? I'm going to throw this off a bridge into the water. And
Yeah.
it's just devaluing.
And that's how we
everything
got the
about
new
it.
Intercontinental title.
And
Oh,
now
that's how we
they-
got that oval one?
I think so.
Yes.
God damn you, Stone
All right.
Cold.
Wait, before
Now-
we go into the classic match, this is kind of completely off subject. Do you guys remember when Kurt Angle shot Big Show with a blow dart?
Yeah. Yeah,
I just saw a video of that, and that's hilarious.
it is
What
hilarious.
was it? What did he say?
He was about to double choke slam Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, and Kurt Angle comes in the ring with a blow dart and shoots him in the back with it, and makes him pass out.
Do you remember when Kurt Angle was facing The Undertaker and then tried to pull twin magic with his brother?
No.
His brother's now in jail for murder.
Oh.
Nice.
So that's the second murderer I've seen on WWE television.
Who else?
Chris Benoit. Third if you
One
count
heart.
Jimmy Snuka, but that's...
4 if you count Jeff Jarrett.
Who did
Draws.
Jeff Jarrett murder?
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart.
He
yeah.
didn't
Jeff
murder.
Jarrett murdered Owen Hart via suicide.
All right.
Pushed him
So,
over the
it's
edge.
satellite
Anyway,
radio.
now that we're getting into the classics,
We get
can
into the classic match?
All right, let me cue up the classic Kayfabe classic theme. Cue it up.
Kayfabe Classics.
Turning back the clock to Kayfabe Classics.
Kayfabe Classics.
All right, now we're in.
All
Here we
right.
go.
So this week we decided to bring to everyone the gift of Jericho.
Why the fuck would I be
Drink
looking
it in,
for-
man.
So we watched the night Jericho won the Undisputed title in Vengeance 2001.
Spoiler.
I have plenty of notes. I'd like somebody to start talking about the match because I really did.
I will start talking about
I
the
didn't
match.
like either of these
I have a
matches.
question. I have a
No.
question. Hold on.
I
Which-
like every competitor involved. I didn't like any of it.
Was this Ayatollah of Rock and Roller, Chris Jericho?
Right around that time.
Or was it right before? Because he was. I saw him wearing the "Will you please shut the hell up" shirt, which is a great shirt.
Ayatollah of Rock and Roll was WCW, but he was basically playing the same type of character in WWE at the time.
But the lead into this match was WWE defeats, or actually WWF defeats WCW and ECW, and they are no longer. And Vince McMahon comes out on Raw and announces that Stone Cold's an asshole, and he's stripping him of his title, and he's giving it to good old boy Kurt Angle. And then, out of nowhere, Ric Flair's music hits. Turns out Stephanie and Shane gave their shares to Ric Flair, and he is now co-owner of the WWF, so he makes decisions with Vince McMahon. And they both decide on, instead of stripping the title, they should have the World Champion and the WWE Champion and 2 other competitors in a 4-person tournament. 3 matches, 4 guys, 2 titles, 1 undisputed champion. I really like that Ric Flair. I don't like dying old Ric Flair. I really hate him.
I miss young and still very alive Ric
He
Flair.
wasn't young, man. He was super old, but he was still a spry man.
Yeah, he was youthful. He was still going out there and grabbing bodacious tatas.
Oh, when he came out of that Raw too, he was doing his taking shirts off and elbow dropping and bouncing off the ropes. I missed that.
Love it. Gotta
I
love it.
missed that.
Oh, you weren't there. There was a point in time where I was getting into a wrestling match with Fred, and he was so drunk, and the newspaper went to interview us because it was the last match ever at the Izod Center, and he started doing elbow drops and falling to the floor while the guy was asking him questions, and it was fucking amazing. And the guy even wrote that in the article.
He wrote it's fucking amazing in the article?
No, he wrote that.
Was this like Vice? Or
he wrote that he was doing... No, it was for the Bergen record. He wrote that he was doing elbow drops and wooing.
So leads us into the pay-per-view. I'm not 100% sure how they figured out the order of the matches. Does anybody know?
The order? Why Austin...
They did not. Yeah. They did not mention why there was an order of the matches, which is something.
There was a reason. No, there was a reason. I know the announcer at one point. I don't know if it was the King or I think it was JR said it was the luck of the draw. I don't know if on any of the Raws leading up to it they did an actual draw or not. But there was a reason because I remember JR saying it was the luck of the draw.
All right, so
I would like to say
the King was saying, "Oh, poor Chris Jericho just finished his match. He should have time to take a break."
The real reason was probably because Stone Cold looked washed up as fuck.
Actually, going into the match, the first match, I think the best match of the three was the first match with Kurt Angle. I mean, more so because of Kurt Angle.
That's because Kurt Angle is great.
Kurt Angle made the huge mistake of trying to Stone Cold stun Stone Cold, and that's how he lost the match.
Don't Stone Cold stun Stone Cold.
It was a rather lackluster match. You guys didn't have anything to say about that first match?
I don't think I watched that first match.
Literally nothing. That's like the only thing I had to say about it was Test sexually harassing Trish Stratus.
Oh.
The opening of the match was them two going back and forth. Stone Cold trying to be violent with him, and Kurt Angle trying to wrestle him. I appreciated that in the match, but it was a regular match. It wasn't anything special. I don't think it was a terrible match.
Here's something I noticed throughout the night, and it was also happening in this match. There was a lot in it seems like an Attitude Era thing too, of wrestlers using the person they're wrestling's finisher against them, or like their signature moves against them. Stone Cold was belly to bellying them. I mean, it's fine, I guess.
It's a way to mock your opponent.
I get it. It was a lot of it in this match.
There was a lot of it.
Jericho did it to The Rock and to Stone Cold.
Well, see, the best part is
but there's a lot of it in it. Like it's like these three matches were one big match with different competitors in them.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
To CJ's point, the finisher thing, I'm full and fine with that. It's just when another wrestler uses another wrestler's finisher and it's successful, that bothers me because they weren't trained correctly on how to use that move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not like it was given to them like the pedigree to Rollins or the figure four to the Miz. Or
he was trained correctly by Triple H.
Well, according to Triple H, only 3 people on the planet can do it.
Who's the third?
China.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Only 2 people on the planet can do it.
I don't know.
It's pronounced Gina.
I don't know if.
Not entirely sure there is a Gina there.
I don't know if maybe because the crowd was waiting for the actual champion to be crowned and they expected Rock or Stone Cold. But the crowd was absolutely dead for this match, and it wasn't the crowd's fault. Like, if you go back and look a couple of matches earlier, RVD versus The Undertaker, the crowd's nuts.
That was a good match.
Yeah, it was. And The Undertaker's wrestling a hardcore title match. That title actually mattered. I forgot all about it.
Yeah, that blew my mind. I completely forgot that The Undertaker was involved.
I don't blame the crowd. Like, I just don't think any of this was done well, or it was not inspired.
It could have been carried out much better. On to the next match, which is The Rock versus
WCW. They rushed.
This is actually what we're supposed to be covering was Rock, Jericho, and then Jericho.
Yeah, Rock. So Rock, Jericho, the second match of the night, the second semifinals match. The weirdest part about that match was when Chris Jericho put on a sharpshooter onto The Rock, and it was probably worse looking than the one that Sting put on at WrestleMania 31. It was terrible. He was leaning forward, and The Rock was overselling. I forgot that The Rock wasn't necessarily a good wrestler, especially at this point in his career.
Yeah. So
he had John Cena tendencies where he was selling things like punches and kicks that weren't close to his face.
Rock was more cartoonish of a wrestler, where Stone Cold was like, but that was something Triple H always said about like Rock's punches didn't hurt and Stone Cold's punches did hurt. Like it was just the way.
Stone Cold was definitely stiffer.
Yeah.
Well, The Rock was a performer.
Stone Cold was a massive wind-up.
I know you're kind of, but that's just how he was. I mean, he did everything for crowd reaction, which worked for his benefit.
The Rock was all majority charisma. It's all.
He was majority charisma. He wasn't a terrible wrestler.
Everyone got he He's a good wrestler.
Psycho
and he
Sid
did
used to
some
have a
great
big
things.
wind up on his punches too, but they look like absolute dog shit.
That's because
Like,
he's crazy. He's a psycho, man.
he was also
Psycho
filled with-
Killer. What you say?
Just a couple of things since you jumped into where the sharpshooter was. The old Rock theme when he first came out, better than the new Rock theme.
What's
Yes.
wait, what's the difference? I
Oh,
missed this.
that was the perfect rock theme. That's my favorite rock theme of all time.
Correct.
There's
Yeah.
Very
The new-
many
Can one of you guys,
changes
can one
over
of you guys
time.
sing it?
If you smell what the rock is cooking.
Okay.
And what's the new one?
What's the current one?
Yeah, it's got that extra stuff, and it's more like
It's got the Miz intro.
it's got the noise, and then it's, if you smell what the rock is cooking.
Oh,
Okay.
That's
That's-
the
Jim
best
Johnson.
it's the
Jim
best
Johnson
2
would-
minutes of our podcast yet.
Jim Johnson, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the show. And if you want to make us a new intro, that'd be cool too. We might not
and
use.
if you guys are looking to get that rock theme, that's the best rock theme. It was on WWF The Music Volume 4.
Was that the one that he sang the song about the pie?
Yes, it
It was
is.
us-
Yep.
him on the cover with the pie, right?
Yes, it was him on the cover with the pie, and at the end of that song, you get, and since Rock's baby left him, he's found a new place as well. It's down at the end of Jabroni Drive at Smackdown
Hotel. Rock feels lonely, baby.
You should really use his and Wyclef song as his intro.
It doesn't matter, CJ.
That was a good song, but it wasn't a Rock's entrance song. Come on.
I'm saying I would appreciate
I'm
that.
dumb.
I didn't expect the one note of 3 pages I wrote to go that long.
I didn't expect to sing that many Rock songs.
Rock looks weird to me back then, as young as he was, with
That's
hair.
my favorite Rock.
He's got
That's
that.
my favorite Rock of all time.
He's got
Everything
LeBron
about that
syndrome.
Rock is perfect to you.
The WCW title, that's my favorite Rock.
Did you guys?
The Spanish announce table spot.
It was the same Spanish announce table, and the guy was wearing a New York Mets jersey.
What's his, the Chris Jericho tucks his chin on the DDT, and it looked ridiculous. Or he doesn't tuck his chin. I'm sorry. He went face first into the table, and the table.
When they show the replay, it goes in slow motion, and you see how hard Rock's back hits that table. That was not good. It was not good.
I really appreciated Chris Jericho yelling at JR was trying to talk him out of it. He just telling him to shut up the whole
I
time.
actually have something. I really, and it's every match when there's, and they didn't do it later on in the match, which then you knew something weird was going to happen. I like that wrestlers, when they're going to put somebody through a table, clear off the table so they don't murder each other.
It's kind. I think it's more they don't want to get fined for breaking the equipment.
Is that what it is? I would like for there to be. I would like for there to be some sort of like kayfabe explanation. I think
that was the best kayfabe.
You have to think about it too. 2001, those 1989 monitors were probably like antiques, and they're probably super expensive.
They're definitely antiques now. If
They're still in the tables.
No, they have like flat screen things now.
No,
They're fake.
You
They're
can
fake
see them
now.
watching
No,
on
they
a
use-
tablet.
They
but they're
use
still
iPads.
They're still in the desks.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
use iPads. Those screens are still there for
Yeah,
just
they're
so you
very
could rip them
clearly
out.
on a tablet.
Oh,
so you rip-
sorry. On Raw, I apologize for going back. On Raw, when Charlotte was going to flip off the table, the announced team cleared the table for her. They took all of their belongings. They were,
But that's the way it should be. If they see that's what
They're
should
the ones
happen.
who should care.
Exactly. I don't want to see the wrestlers care about each other that way.
Also, another explanation would be if I'm about to pile drive Paul through a table, I have to think there's a chance he's going to reverse it, and I don't want my back to hurt.
That's a very good explanation too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
time.
I don't
to
wanna
clear
get
it
reversed and
off
hurt
gives
yourself.
Him time to gather himself to reverse it.
I like
would
the
go
announce-
as quickly as possible.
I like the announcers having to do it.
And Jerry Lawler made reference to the Spanish announce table being beat up always.
Two comments before you cut in on the first one,
Cut it.
because I'm going to say it, and it's a little bit of a hot take. The Lion Salt is a garbage finish. Secondly, the Jericho taunt pin.
signature.
I told you
it's a
not.
signature move, not a finisher.
He's used it as a finisher multiple times.
It's a signature.
I'd like to bring up the fact that
You didn't listen. No one listened. I said
No. We
the
can't
the
listen
heel-
when you're talking about
the heel
nonsense.
taunt pin is amazing pin.
The heel taunt pin. If he did that today, I don't think I'd pop harder for anything in wrestling. If he did that to Kevin Owens and stood over him like that, it would be an incredible moment.
That would be sad because he'd be fighting his best friend, you idiot.
They're not really best friends.
Stupid idiot. No, they're
Whoa.
most certainly best friends.
What's the
you
name of the
stupid
show,
idiot.
dummy?
Monday
Best
Night
friends
Raw?
forever. Jericho and KO, brother.
This show.
No,
the
it's
show
not
you're
Monday
on.
Night Raw. It's the Kevin Owens show. You
Oh
stupid
yeah,
idiot.
but even if it's kayfabe, they're kayfabing each other about kayfabe. They're faking that they're best friends.
You're working
like
themselves
it.
into a shoe?
Oh, like
Most
how they
certainly
got go with that.
They've worked themselves into a shoot.
That's insane.
I don't
That's
friends.
So, did you guys like the match at all? The first one, the Rock Jericho.
Yes.
it was
I
entertaining.
liked it better than
What
the
was
second.
what was entertaining about it?
Liked it better than
The Rock was flopping and he was having convulsions. I always liked when he had convulsions.
That's every Rock match. I wrote down Rock convulsions. It says Rock convulsions.
I liked when I like how the Rock pulled off the Rock Bottom and they were both hurt and he was too hurt to pin Jericho.
So you like regular wrestling?
Oh, I also like when how the Rock flipped Vince McMahon into the ring. He kind of just like flailed a little bit on the top rope.
So, the best part of the match for me was when Jericho ran at the Rock and he went to go throw him into the ring post and he threw him over the top rope.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was great. That was great. That was enjoyable. Also, JR actually did give a good kayfabe explanation as to why there was no count out in the match because Stone Cold needed an opponent.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah,
does
so-
say in
very
the
good
first
job.
match that if they get counted out, the winner of the second match just becomes champion.
No,
does
I
not.
don't think they would have let him count out on either because
He
He does
says
say that, doesn't he?
he says that was what happened, but Earl Hebner refuses to count them out because he wants there to be an opponent.
Or
I miss Earl
sucks.
Hebner. Bullshit.
What are you talking about? He goes,
Well-
puts himself in the middle of things, and then he's made of fucking paper, and he's always messing up the ends of matches. I didn't know that what's his name was in the WWE, the NWO ref.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Neil
that-
Patrick
that-
Harris?
you're skipping way ahead.
Well,
You're
That's the
skipping
next
way,
match.
You're skipping way ahead. Can we stay on a match?
Did Earl Hebner do all three matches, or was he just the
Earl
last
Hebner. Earl Hebner did all three.
two? Okay.
He's the best.
How come they didn't use
Around.
Teddy Long?
Teddy Long was busy making tag team matches, sucker.
Player.
No, he wasn't.
He was certainly there earlier in the night.
Player.
No, he was doing tag matches. Earl Hebner is the main event ref. He's the best ref ever.
Is there a current main event ref, like specifically?
Yeah,
Mike Chioda.
yeah, Mike Chioda.
Did you? Never. I don't want to. That's a whole other storyline. I'm not going to get.
So the Y2J hits the rock bottom on the Rock for the 1,
And
2,
wins
3.
the match. So there's like Kurt Angle tried to hit the Stone Cold Stunner, missed, and then lost. Chris Jericho then hits Rock with the Rock Bottom, and then wins after a low blow, but still. So it's like,
There was been some fan
the matches
interference,
are
wasn't
playing.
there?
The matches are and I didn't really get why.
Because he didn't want The Rock or Stone Cold to win.
Well, the Rock wasn't going to tap out,
Yeah, The Rock don't tap out.
so they needed a way to end the match,
I
and
wonder if Rock ever tapped out.
he almost passed out of the match.
He might have tapped out when he was a heel.
But Stone Cold, then the heads
Face
up
Rock.
competitor that he is, music hits, runs down to the ring, ready to kick some ass.
Oh, yeah, ready to take advantage of the situation where he got time to rest and Jericho didn't.
And
Jericho wrestled a
Luckily for
20-minute
Jericho, Booker T comes flying out of nowhere.
Whoa, you are
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
way.
whoa,
Whoa.
first of all, Earl Hebner decides that
We're not talking about the future.
Earl Hebner's not ready for the match to start. They started on his terms, and in this time,
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle comes out and hits Stone Cold with a chair and levels the odds. And then The Rock comes in and says, none of that noise, and Rock bottoms Kurt Angle.
It's about time
No, he
somebody on
rock
this
bottoms
show
Chris
confused the
Jericho.
black guy with a
Then he
white guy.
chases after Kurt Angle.
Yes. Why was Kurt Angle running from The Rock?
Because The Rock,
The Rock went
The
after
Rock's, he was just going to attack him because The Rock wanted to attack him.
She was being mean, and Kurt Angle was just being a heads
The
up.
Rock, The Rock
Cool.
is there to lay the smack down.
The best part about him running away was JR screaming, "Look at that! He's using his intelligence."
Jerry King.
Was it Jerry the King?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. One of them said it. So this match is
Dark
this match
Viper.
was decent, and the weird part was the best submission move used in all three matches was when Stone Cold does the Lion Tamer the Walls of Jericho to Jericho. He sits back on it. It looks realistic. It looks nice. I guess that's because Jericho wasn't broken like the other wrestlers.
No, that's not the best submission move used. At one point, Jericho busts out number 1 out of the 1,004 moves he knows and does an armbar.
He does, and he uses the ropes. And then Earl Hebner kicks him because he's always got to put his shit in other people's shit.
He did do that. He kicked him. He put his shit in other people's shit.
He kicked a lot of wrestlers, man. I would beat the fuck out of Earl
It's
Hebner.
called a fecal transplant.
Okay.
All right. CJ's our fecal expert on the show.
That's another CJ joke that doesn't
It's not,
land.
it's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's what it's called.
So after
Curtis
that,
Mayfield
My
teach you
favorite
that too.
segment of the show.
so after a back and forth match, Vince McMahon comes back out.
And brings out Nick Patrick, which is weird seeing him in a WWE referee uniform, is it not?
Was he used before that?
I don't know.
Yeah, he was used during the invasion.
Okay, cool.
So-
What's after that?
Because during the invasion, they had WCW had their own refs. But yes, after the invasion ended, and then their refs stayed in. Not all of them, but like Nick Patrick, the good ones stayed. Nick Patrick and all the important people stayed.
The ending of this match goes as followed. In my notes, Vince again, why? Nick Patrick, weird. Vince versus Ric Flair. Vince versus Ric Flair. Austin versus Vince. Stone Cold low blow. Stone Cold Lion Tamer. Booker T. Chris Jericho wins.
Yep.
That's a weird ending to a match.
And then the whole pay-per-view just kind of wraps up. You have the first ever undisputed WCW, WWE titles merged. It's like the biggest moment in wrestling history to that point, and it's just, Jericho's the champion. Okay, see you guys on Raw. Goodbye.
Well, no, it was Jericho and McMahon running away and raising their hands up together.
Yeah,
It was
but
really-
they would have a nice little, like...
Confetti came down. Confetti came down. And if you listen, Jerry the King's yelling, "Hey, where you going?
Now,
Jericho, stay and celebrate."
I thought
We're throwing a party for
Jericho...
you.
I thought this was the first time Jericho won a championship, but I went back and looked. He beat
Won
The
the
Rock
WCW
earlier.
title earlier, yes.
Yeah,
Also-
so that kind of takes away from the moment. Like, I feel like they never should have let that happen.
No,
He
they
also
shouldn't have.
beat Triple H on a Raw in the first match, and then Triple H had the thing reversed.
That's one of the
Count.
greatest. That's one of the greatest Monday Night Raws. Of
You
all
want to
time.
hear a funny story about that? Chris Jericho was going to quit that night. He walked into the arena ready to quit, and the head writer said, "Ooh, I wouldn't do that. You should probably talk to Vince." And then Jericho said, "No, I'm going to quit." He said, "You're going to win the championship tonight." And he said, "Oh, okay, I'm not quitting."
And then Sin Cara punched him in the head.
At an overseas bus.
He punched a guy that was wearing a Jericho mask.
He punched himself in the face.
So we all watched that, and CJ, I think you watched the whole pay-per-view, right?
I skipped through the RVD and Taker match at time because of time constraints.
I watched the
Did you
beginning of the
guys see
pay-per-view,
Dancing Albert?
and then
I
I
missed
wound up
Dancing
going
Albert.
to
So,
bed, and I forgot to watch the rest.
The very beginning opening of the pay-per-view, I missed that WWE opening.
Oh, yeah. Good openings.
It was the best opening.
The Fellini film.
No, but it was right
was
before. It was right before Classy Freddie Blassie. That was right before the Fellini film. But what did you guys think of all those matches like together as one? Did you guys like them?
Well, you had...
I wasn't huge into any of them.
Okay,
are you
good.
talking about just the main event or the whole pay-per-view?
I was talking. No. I was talking about the two matches. CJ talked the least here. What were your thoughts on the whole thing combined? Not the pay-per-view, the two matches.
I was like embarrassed for ever rooting for Scotty 2 Hottie.
I'm talking about
the main event,
the final two matches.
Oh, the final two matches. Oh,
Great.
We can get to Scotty 2 Hottie in a second.
3 matches.
The final 3 matches. I mean, the only thing I really took away from it, because like Paul, I was a little bored. It wasn't terrible wrestling, it just wasn't the most compelling. Just how good Jericho is of a heel.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm
From
pretty sure.
Winnipeg, you idiot.
Huh?
Jericho was wrestling The Undertaker, I believe, and he was throwing him in the ring, and a fan yelled, "Go back to Toronto." And he turned around and said, I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot! And they continued wrestling.
I like the crowd legitimately hated him at some point in that match.
Oh, yeah. When they realized he was about to win the title and not The Rock or Stone Cold.
Also, super confused on the build up to all of it. And I don't remember this. I don't think I was watching regularly at the time. The Alliance were the invaders
Yes.
and the faces.
No.
No.
No,
And the
WWF
heels?
was the face.
You're right. You were
WWF
super
was the
confused.
face. The Alliance was WCW and ECW, and
Stone Cold.
they were the heels.
And Stone Cold.
Stone Cold turned
Stone
heel.
Cold was turned heel. He went to the
But
Alliance.
Stone Cold was clearly the face in that Angle match.
No, this is way after the Invasion Angle's over.
Wasn't this like the following pay-per-view
Nope.
or two
No.
It
pay-per-views
was
later?
it was the following pay-per-view.
Nope.
It was the following
It sure
pay-per-view.
was. It sure was.
Yes.
No, Survivor Series must have been the following pay-per-view.
Survivor Series was
So
the
it's two
final
pay-per-views
pay-per-view.
later.
Yes. Yeah, no. Survivor Series was... Oh, I guess it was only a month. They wrapped that up quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, did Stone Cold turn face at the Survivor Series pay-per-view, didn't he?
Angle turned heel, I think is what happened.
No, Angle turned heel during the Invasion Angle. Angle and Stone Cold were both on WCW's team. I think Stone Cold turned face at the Survivor Series and helped WWF win.
Do any of you guys know this for certain? Because it was not clear to me in my research.
I didn't go back far enough to look.
What was the question?
I'm pretty sure at the Survivor Series of the Invasion, did Stone Cold turn face and help WWF win?
No, he did not.
No.
But Angle...
Kurt Angle turned face, but the next night after Kurt Angle turned face, that Monday Night Raw where Ric Flair showed up, Kurt Angle then turned heel because he was the mole and people couldn't trust him.
Oh, he was the mole that quickly.
Okay, and then
Yes.
how did Stone Cold become a face?
He's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
After Stone Cold became a heel, he never he eventually when he fought Rock at WrestleMania 19. But this whole year, this was the year he ended up fighting Scott Hall at WrestleMania. It was kind of like a lost year for Stone Cold because he was kind of in the middle of being a face and a heel because he never fully
All right, so
turned
he
all the way
wasn't a
back.
face at the
So,
pay-per-view.
It was
The
a
crowd
weird.
just wanted him to win because he wasn't Kurt Angle.
He was against Vince, so.
And also Kurt
exactly.
Angle was a heel. Yeah, all right.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It was a weird time, and then it was kind of like when when he left the company for a while and all that. So it wasn't a good time for the Stone Cold character.
Yeah,
Stone Cold hit his-
it was kind of a down point because they did have to start pushing other people.
And Jericho going into Invasion was a face? Or just happened to be in the WF team?
Still,
that?
Jericho going into
All right,
Invasion was starting to turn heel because him and The Rock started going at it.
Yeah.
Rock started telling him that he couldn't win the big one. So
And he
Jericho,
turns on him.
so
at-
he turns on him at that match.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, fuck you, Fred.
Last and most important question about the Invasion angle leading up to this match. Why was the V capitalized in the pay-per-view?
It was a foreshadowing for Big Daddy V.
No, it wasn't.
I think it was the font they used.
Why were the Survivor Series V's longer than all the other letters in this past pay-per-view?
Same reason Valvinus. Same reason Valvinus. These were bigger. Adam.
My biggest takeaway from it was we were robbed from a Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho main event, which I think would have been less Vince Russo-y. It would have been a better wrestling match. It would have made the crowd more into it because it would have been like, oh, who's going to win this match?
But looking back, it's a lot more meaningful for Chris Jericho to say, I beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night.
They could have
It's
just.
the huge achievement that he deserved.
But he then went on to
but
beat.
it's a huge achievement he deserved.
He then went on to beat Stone Cold and The Rock in back-to-back pay-per-views. If he beats Kurt Angle, if he beats The Rock, Kurt Angle, then Stone Cold, and then Kurt Angle, and then The Rock again. I mean, it's still the same thing.
Yeah, but you beat Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in the same night. That's the face of the Attitude Era. That's
his first
biggest names in wrestling.
His first title reign. I feel like the crowd wouldn't have been so underwhelmed, and I feel like the two of them would have, even though.
It would have definitely brought the crowd back into it. The crowd wanted Stone Cold Rock finale.
Yeah.
They both lost. At least you got a good match, but
right.
It's what Jericho deserved.
Jericho?
That's a huge achievement.
Next week for our classic match, and I don't even know if I'm going to be here, but can we do something entertaining?
I thought we were doing halftime heat.
Oh, we should save that for the Super Bowl episode.
You brought
Yeah,
this
you
up. You
want
know
to
that, right? You know this was your
Yeah,
idea.
you're the
Yeah, now I thought about it.
And in the past, Paul has fought against saving things because
Kids who are listening, remember, Paul's not drunk.
No, I'm not.
All. He doesn't have.
No, so we can do halftime heat if you want. I also don't think I'm going to be around for it. That's really disappointing.
I'll figure a way to get you on.
Well,
on there,
let's see if we can find something that Paul wouldn't want to do with us, and we can do.
Yeah, you guys figure it out.
Yeah, like exercise.
I mean, we don't have to discuss this right now. It's getting
Guys,
late. It's getting late. We can discuss
We can
this
figure this out later.
I think we have time for one quick segment of CJ Potpourri. So, Monkeys in the Trailer. Cue the song.
It's not pot, it's not porry, it's CJ's potpourri. It's not pot, it's not porry, it's CJ's potpourri.
Should I buy an Ascension T-shirt now that things are 50% off?
I mentioned that before you got on the phone call to Grizz. I thought about it. I think we should all get Ascension T-shirts.
No, we should all get the Alberto Del Rio 350 T-shirts.
I am not getting an Ascension shirt. If you buy me a $3.50 Alberto Del Rio shirt, I will give you $4 via Venmo.
Deal. I will give you $4 plus shipping.
I'm not paying.
I don't
for
want
shipping.
Albert Del Rio.
I am only giving you $4. And all right, so I think that's all the time we had today.
No Ascension shirt?
No,
I would love to get an Ascension shirt if we all got it.
I'm not getting one. All right, so
I can't wait till we have the Ascension on the show.
Before we close out, CJ, you got any last words you want to say?
Time out about the Ascension. If you go back and look, the one guy, the worst guy on the Ascension, was on a season of NXT, and his entire gimmick was that he looked like a rat.
Oh, wait.
He used to cut promos about cheese. I swear to God.
Connor O'Brien?
Yes.
All right.
Wait, on what show was he?
NXT.
The first season.
It's like the first or second season.
I definitely heard like NCIS or something like that. I'm like, weird.
Nice. That would be a really weird storyline for that. All right, CJ, you got any last things you want to tell anybody before we...
I would just like to say we will rise.
All right. I don't know who we are, but we will rise. All right, CJ.
It's the Ascension's catchphrase, apparently.
Oh. That's how little I know about the Ascension.
I had no idea. I watch a lot of wrestling.
All right. Adam, got any last words before I close out?
Long live Becky Lynch.
Long live Becky Lynch. All right. I don't agree, but Paulie, baby, what do you got for us?
Dean Malenko is one of the top 5 greatest wrestlers of all time.
Okay.
Heard that.
That means
Heard that.
Jericho's top 4.
I'm not going to argue that. All right, so before I say goodbye, I just want to say one thing. We had a little problem with Instagram this week, if you were looking for us. So Instagram, for one reason or another, disabled our account, and I don't know why, but luckily we worked it out with them. We got our account back, but now we have 2 accounts. So you want to check us out on Instagram, we're at Kayfabe Only Brother. We're also at Kayfabe Only Brother Cast. Find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Facebook, and YouTube. What were you saying?
One's our regular account, one's our Kayfabe account. Hopefully we don't work each other into a shoot.
And if we do, then one account's got to leave. We'll see where that goes one day.
Loser leaves town.
Loser leaves Instagram. All right. And as usual, I'm the Grizz. Good night, good evening, goodbye. All right.
That was fun.
It was much better than last week.
That was a really good episode.
Why do you